Woo, y'all. It's been a long time coming. Hey, y'all. I'm Dawn.
I'm Kay, but I don't see me. Y'all see me?
I was about to say, Kaylin, where you at, baby?
Okay.
And this is Triggered. Y'all know it wouldn't be triggered without some technical difficulties, and we're going to do things a little bit different today. We actually have a panel, so I am going to let the ladies on the panel introduce themselves because you know all Yella, you know Kay. Who we got joining us today?
Hey everybody, my name is Janisha. I'm a student, I'm an activist and organizer and a very opinionated person. Originally from Memphis, Tennessee, Orange Mound to be exact, but I currently live in Nashville.
All right, who else we got?
And I'm Marciana, and I'm from Memphis as well, but I am currently in Atlanta for the last 7 years. And I am a medical coder and instructor.
Oh, now I want to introduce myself. Those were such good introductions. I'm Dawn, and I am originally from Memphis, and I still live in Memphis, and I'm from Orange Mound, and I live like down the street from Orange Mound. Looks like I've had absolutely no growth, right? I am a school counselor by profession. I don't know, some of you guys may have just now been joining us. I don't know if you caught season 1, but they call me Oh Yella.
I am Kaylin is my real name. I am a HR representative from 8 to 5. I own a home healthcare agency. I'm also from Memphis, and I am from Orange Mound as well. And I still stay in Orange Mound in my heart.
Why y'all won't ever get out the hood? Okay, so while people are still coming in, this feels so new. I don't know why it feels so new. It's ladies' night, right? So if you watch Trigger, you know that our thing is we always have male guests. Kaylin and I are really strong female voices, and we're really, really passionate about the male voice and Black men being heard. So when we decided on our format, we were like, we want all male guests, right? We need male perspective. We didn't just want female perspective. But the ladies love us, and they are our audience. And so they always hit up. When we coming on? When y'all gonna let us come on? I got some stuff to say. Y'all need to talk about this. Y'all need to talk about that. So we were just like, okay, we're going to start season 2 off with the ladies. We don't know if we're going to do this again, so we had to make sure we pick some really, really bomb people. I wish you guys could see our text thread when we were
Oh my God, y'all don't even know.
I want her.
Yeah, we really was like hunting, like we was job hunting for, we threw out like 20 women, like for real. We were like, we vetted, going through personalities, who can be open, who can be honest, who can be witty enough, because people might not notice, but personalities don't transfer well on camera. Like it'd be a whole different thing on camera without script. It's different. And we had to really be intentional about who we had on the panel. Like seriously, like it was a job for us for the last 3 weeks.
And so, Kaylin, I just wanted to be said, who was my very first choice?
Janisha
Harris, baby.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about that. Look, let me tell you about this little gangster right here, okay? Not only is she beautiful, which is super secondary, but this is an Orange Mound baby, and this is someone that I have literally known since she was a young girl. So I like watching this transition. Like, I even told her before we got started, okay, let me practice not calling you Nisi on air. Let me make sure I call you Janisha, because that's a grown woman that I'm dealing with now, right? And I love everything about her. I love her strong voice. I love how loud and proud she is. You're not shutting her down. She's a certified asshole, but she's intelligent. And I feel like intelligent people can be assholes sometimes. I do. I feel like that. Yeah. And that's not to say that I agree with everything that she says. That's me saying I respect everything she says, because it is anchored in knowledge, and I'm all about knowledge, baby, because these opinions that fly around, child. But
Thank you,
I just
God.
wanted it. I just wanted that to be said because I want to, blow a little smoke up your butt real quick. But we're gonna play a little game just to get started while people come in. And this game is called Questions, right? And we actually want the audience to play questions with us. So
And I can't
everybody
see the audience
watch,
stuff.
huh?
I can't see the audience stuff. So if they are saying anything, I can't see it.
It's okay, girl. You don't have to tell them that. We can see them.
Okay.
Now they ain't gonna want to play. But But so we're gonna each throw out a question, right? And all of us is gonna answer. And it's gonna get kind of personal, just depending on what the question is. And audience, you chime in as well. We want to know the answers to your questions. So I'm gonna choose Marcy to start first. Basically, because I just looked at you, you got on this purple lipstick. I love lipstick. And,
Okay.
Marcy, let's go. What's your question for the table?
Okay, so what would a perfect day look like for you ladies? A perfect day. What does that look like?
What a perfect day. And so we'll go in a circle. So we'll go Janisha, Kaylin,
Was that day
Dawn.
or date?
Day.
Day.
Just a perfect day. Yeah.
I think for me, a perfect day would start off with meditation. I'm really into like self-help practices. So it would start off with some meditation, some good tea. I love tea. On a beach somewhere on vacay. I love to travel. So that would be a perfect day to me.
A perfect day for me would be I won't have to do anything. Someone is like bringing me my food. The house is clean. If I'm on the beach, I'm at a house that's clean. Someone like cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't have to think about anything. Somebody bring my bath water. I have a massage. Like I feel like my whole day is catered to people, and I just want a day of like not doing anything. Like not even have to leave out of bed. Like somebody bring me food, everything. Like I'm just being Uber in the bed all day and don't have to get out the bed and do anything. Like that would be like the perfect day for me.
Okay. So the perfect day for me would be somewhere not in Memphis, somewhere close to the water, but also a small town like Savannah. Oh, that's it. Okay, in Savannah, Georgia, right? I love Savannah. And in a big old house, a big old clean house that has a big tub, right? And I want to be able to sleep in to like past 1. And I want to get up and like eat something rich. Okay, before I eat, I want to have sex and then take a bath. Okay. And then I want to eat some really good food. It don't even have to be breakfast. I really want some seafood. So I can eat some crab legs. Don't nobody judge me because people are always talking about Black people eating crab legs. They get money, but I grew up off crab legs. I just wanted that to be said. And then I need some good music. I need a little bit of Jazmine Sullivan, a little bit of India.Arie, but I also need like some Yo Gotti and some 8 Ball and some DMX because I love like really good music. And then I want to make sure that my boyfriend is there because that's my favorite person in the world. And then we're gonna have sex again.
Okay, so for me, my favorite day looks like, so I like to do yoga in the morning. So before I start working or leave the house or whatever, I do yoga almost every morning, at least 5 out of the 7 days. So my perfect day, I start with some music, some yoga, and then I would have a rainforest around somewhere. So I like nature. First of all, I like to travel. I like to go everywhere. So I found that I like the rainforest. I like waterfalls, rainforests, things like that. So my perfect day would be probably like get up, do my yoga, and like hiking through the rainforest and stuff like that, and just um, looking at waterfalls and the nature and just walking through. So that's my perfect day. Just doing nothing but that all day.
Okay. All right, watchers, you guys make sure that you type into the chat and tell us what's your perfect day. Janisha, question number 2.
Yes. So my question is, would you rather go to a beach or forest or city or farm? So a beach or forest or a city or farm. So it's a 2-part question.
I guess I go because it's okay. I would rather go to a beach than a forest. And I'd rather go to a farm than a city. I always wanted a farm growing up. It's weird. My great grandparents had a farm, so I always thought I wanted a farm. Like I thought I was gonna be Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. Yeah, like that what kind of life I wanted when I was like in elementary. Like I want to go to medical school. Then I want to go have a farm with my husband and I like kids. And I wanted to like, I'm for real, serve my small community and like get up, pick my eggs, get up and milk my cow. Because one thing people don't know about me, I'm quite traditional, right? Like I'm real regular. And I think at least for like a year or two, I wouldn't mind like living on a farm. So I definitely pick a farm over the city. I've been in the city all my life. So I would pick a farm.
Okay, little house on the prairie. Well, okay, it was beach or forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely beach because I like water, and I'm like deathly afraid of snakes, so I don't do a bunch of trees and forests and stuff like that. And city or farm, I'm a city girl. Like I don't like animals; they smell bad. And no, I like buildings and noise and click clack. I like all of that. Matter of fact, I remember when I moved to Whitehaven, it was too quiet for me. I thought somebody was plotting on me. I need noise. I need the city. It's me.
So for me, definitely the beach. Love the beach too. Definitely the beach. And city or farm has to be city. Like right now, I feel like I live on a farm. Like the other day, I was walking at my house and there was some deers. I thought they was about to knock on the door. So I tried to run them off, and I'm not feeling the farm. So I definitely would do the city. So I'm actually trying to make my way to Atlanta in the city instead of the suburb. So definitely city.
I think for me, definitely the beach. City or farm, I would go with Kaylin on this one. I would say farm just because I love nature. I love being away from the city. I don't like a lot of noise, but it really just depends on the day. Some days maybe city, but some days maybe farm.
Okay. Come on, Dr. Quinn.
Um, if you could pass on only one of your attributes to your children, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
If I could pass on one of my attributes to DJ, y'all know DJ, it would be my honesty. I'm very honest to the point that sometimes it gets me in trouble. I don't know how, because it seems like honesty is the right thing to do. But as I grew older, I learned that people don't really want honesty. They want to hear what they want to hear. But I think that it's freeing for the person that lives in truth, not in their truth, because this whole idea of my truth, your truth, I think is bullshit. But I think something is definitely freeing and liberating about living in truth. It's kind of fearless. I don't know if it's fearless. It's more brave. It's brave because I don't think that any of us are ever without fear, but it's definitely brave. So I would say honesty.
For me, if I can leave one attribute, it'll probably be the ability to overcome obstacles and not be stuck in a place regardless of what goes on. Because if you can overcome things, then you can figure out the rest. So I feel like that's one of the attributes that I would definitely want my kids to have, as far as the ability to not be stuck in a specific place because of whatever circumstance.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't have children yet, but when I do have them, I would want them to take away my fearlessness. And I know, Dawn, you said we all have some type of fear within us. I genuinely feel like I do not have any fear. Like I don't fear anything. So I would definitely say my fearlessness. But that's also something that I wouldn't want to give them in the same breath, just because being fearless comes with, a whole lot. So why would I want my children to go through, some of the similar things that I've been through because of my fearlessness? So I would say definitely that, but it's something that I would also not want them to have in the same breath.
Okay.
I would want my children to have the ability to just make people feel comfortable. Like I think I have a gift to make anybody feel comfortable, like in their skin, with who they are, with whatever they have going on, with being themselves. Like I feel like that's a gift, and I want my children to have that same ability to just make people feel okay. Like whatever going on, if you're around me, I can make you feel okay. Even if I'm not feeling okay, I can make you feel okay. And I would like them to have that gift because it does come in handy quite a bit. And I think that's something that I would want Quentin and Landon to have.
Okay. Y'all ready for mine?
Yes,
Yes.
bring it on.
What are you afraid that people see when they look at you?
Ooh, that's
Y'all went light. I was coming heavy. What's up?
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I think for me, just an activist, like I'm so much more than the work that I do. And I feel like when people see me, like if I'm on vacation, if I'm like at brunch, if I'm if I'm just anywhere outside of activist spaces, I feel like people judge me because that's all they see when they see me. But I'm also a human. I'm also very young. I'm also, just a regular person from Orange Mail, so I want to have fun. But it's like when you're an activist, you can't really do those things because there's this stigma that you just have to be all work. And, our ancestors, Malcolm X and Dr. King and Rosa Parks, they were all work. But we can learn from their lives and how they didn't go on vacation, how they didn't do certain things that normal people do.
Martin Luther King had a little fun, but
yeah, Martin including Martin Luther King, he was definitely in Jamaica with Coretta. So exclude him. But the rest partake because Asada was a freaking fugitive. Like she was wanted by the FBI. She couldn't go on vacation. So we're really like, experiencing, the freedoms that they, basically died for. So I feel like I want to do the opposite and like live my life while also doing community work. But I feel like when people see me, they only see Janisha, the activist. And when I do something outside of activism, it's a problem. So I think that's what people see when they see me.
Okay, for me, let's say, I don't know if I say I'm afraid if that's what they see when they see me, but like, so I'm not in Memphis anymore, but just about everybody I know, all my connections, everything's in Memphis. So of course we got this technology of social media. So that's when most people see me, because other than that, I'm in Atlanta or whatever and don't know as many people. So one thing I think people see when they see me is that, or afraid to see that they feel like I'm more serious than I am. Of course, I'm about my business and I take care of my business or whatever the case, but I'm actually not as serious as I can be on social media because I feel like it's certain things that I'm just not gonna say or whatever the case. And it's certain things that I want to say. I mean, it's a lot of posts or retweets or reposts that I'd be like, man, I want to put this on my page. But just when you just a certain image of what people have of you or what they think you should be or whatever the case, then it's like, oh, if I put that and then it's gonna be ugly, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case. So I think people sometimes take me too serious, and maybe that's my fault because I've led them down a serious lane and forgot about my silly side that I can post this and still be serious. So that's what I think. People see me as being more serious than I am.
okay, Kay. What are you afraid that people see when they look at you?
Well, the weird thing is I'm not afraid of people see anything about me now. But if this was like a couple of years ago, it'd be this teenage mother. Like there was a scarlet letter for me. You know what I'm saying? It was like just having these two kids before 20. I was had two kids by the time I was 22. So there was something for me that I wore like shame for a long time. Like there was a baggage for me. So I didn't want people to see me and be like, she raised these 2 black boys and they are just like everybody else. You know, like the stereotype, you know, like there was a big thing for me, which I say about 8-9 years ago I got past it, but there was a big thing for me. I didn't want people to look at me and just see that like she a single mom. You know, somehow she's a struggling single black mom of boys. Cause you know they got this thing with single mom raising boys. So there was a thing for me for a long time. And there was something I just didn't want people to just attach me with that label, if that make any sense.
It does. It does. What am I afraid that people see? I am afraid. I don't even know if I ever told anybody this. Y'all get it first, exclusive. I am afraid that people see stunted potential. I am. I think that since I was a child, people had grand expectations of me. I was the gifted child, okay? I was the child who always had huge scores. I mean, like in school, I was here, everybody else was there, right? I'm talking about always. And no matter what school I went to, it was like that. Like, I got my friend, he mess with me all the time, and he always say that I learned these big words when I went to Catholic school. I went to Immaculate Conception for like 3 years, but I've literally always been that person. And I think that me moving into a career path of education, which people don't treat as if that's good enough. People kind of treat you as if you settled for that, right? Not knowing that although I was a communications, television, and radio broadcasting major in college, by the time I got to my senior year, I knew that my heart was transitioning to some type of social services field. Not to say I don't love radio and television broadcast. I mean, look what I'm doing in my spare time. You know, I'm good at that too, but I know where my heart was going. So I followed my heart, but it's like, if you're in the social services field, you're not going to make a whole lot of money. You're not. And I don't think it's good enough for some people that I have a career and I take care of my family. And I think that they expected me to be in the, like, I don't know.
Like in politics or something like that?
Not even like in a specific field. Just in general, I think that me soaring looked different to other people than it looked to me because I was the smart girl. People put me in a box. I'm very regular. Like I think about my best friend Eddie. He be like, bro, you really in the field though. Like you in the field with us. He's like, you never was gonna be a house nigga. I don't care nothing about that light skin. Like you really in the like. I am me. And just because I'm intelligent doesn't mean that I have to be this or that, or you got to let me be me. So I think that I'm afraid that people see stunted potential. Like you could have been this, but you that. See? So yeah, that. Ooh.
That's real.
Yeah.
That was deep.
I feel
that was deep.
It was.
That was deep.
Okay, so look, y'all heard Jazmine Sullivan's Heaux Tales, right? Don't love Heaux Tales. We all the hoes love Heaux Tales. I shouldn't have said that. We all love Heaux Tales, right? So we are going to unpack some things out of Heaux Tales, baby, because I don't know a woman that cannot relate. And if she say she can't relate,
she lying.
That whole line.
She lying. Yeah, she lying.
That whole line. So we talking Heaux Tales. What's your favorite song and why did that thing grab you? Let's unpack some of these things in Heaux Tales.
I'll go first. I'll definitely say Girl Like Me. The song is basically about, these hoes be winning. Like the Instagram baddies. I was just telling y'all earlier, I feel like I am a baddie, but I'm not like Instagram big butt, like type of baddie, But I feel like the song is about women on Instagram, like these artificial, superficial type of women getting everything they want from men, like the money, the houses, the cars, even the rings. Like some of these niggas really marrying these women. But the girls who go to work and church and all this other stuff, we get the short end of the stick. So it's like, maybe I need to be a hoe to like get the attention I want or get a man. Now I don't feel that way, but I do feel like there are women who have like the city girl mentality that are winning and excelling while the good girls just like get the short end of the stick. So I feel like that's my favorite song on that one. I also like Pick Up Your Feelings. Pick Up Your Feelings is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
It's about breaking up.
That's it. Yeah, that's a whole.
I like Girl Like Me. I
So that song was definitely about him. But
I'm not even gonna go there because that's my little brother. I ain't even going there, brother, baby. Listen, but I want to tell y'all this line on Girl Like Me, right? I'm telling you, Girl Like Me used to bring me to tears almost. She said, where is it? What she said, you must have wanted something different. Still don't know what I was missing. What you asked, I would have given. It ain't right how these hoes winning. Now, I don't really get with that last statement because I don't care about hoes winning. I acknowledge that hoes be winning. Like, they do be winning. And that's cool. I think it's a line for everybody. It's a line for good girls. It's a line for hoes. And I'm cool with hoes with it. So I don't care about that. But I have felt like not knowing why I wasn't chosen. Right? And this was, what age was that? No, I've experienced it in my 30s, but in my 20s, and just not knowing like, why not me? Like we were this. What happened? Like, why not me? And nobody should ever have to question that, right? That's not a healthy question. Like, why not me? You know, the people we are today, I don't know, Janisha's a little bit younger, but she could be in this space too. The people we are today be like, okay, not me. Cool, fuck you, move on, find somebody, you know what I'm saying? Find one. But I have experienced that, and it was just like, damn. And I'm a good girl, and I don't know how to not be a good girl. I hate being a good fucking girl. Like I do. I don't even know how to be a hoe. I want to learn. I listen to City Girls all the time. I love the City Girls. I swear to God. But I just, you know how you are the way you are and you built the way you built, but good girls come in last place and nobody could ever tell me any different. Good girls come in last place.
Yeah. I have a reply to the good girl thing. I think that sometimes from what I worked at the church, I went to church, I was in the singles ministry and stuff like that. I think that sometimes people intentions be to get people to know they're a good girl. Like just be you.
Well, yeah.
You know, like if you trying to be like, oh well, I'm gonna be a good girl because I'm separating myself from these hoes and these hoes, but I'm this. So dude should want me. You should be doing it for you.
Those are called
intentions is try to look better than your neighbor or trying to be for yourself on a pedestal. God don't respond to authentic things. You understand what I'm saying? I think a lot of times that I have been in so many ministries where they're like, well, if you do this and you act like this and you do this, you're gonna get a man, or you know, you're gonna get this kind of man. Right. And this shit ain't true. You know, like, and I think that women, we have to hoes be winning because hoes just be living their life. they just do whatever they do, and you know, and hoes lose too. You know, I know plenty of hoes lost. I saw one go live the other day. So hoes be losing too out here. So they ain't all winning. But I think that we can sometimes have to question our intentions. Like, are we doing it because this is what, like, Dawn is who she is, right? I am who I am. But I think sometimes people try to do stuff to try to be who they think they're supposed to be. Right. And that's why it don't work.
So I also say it, you know, and it also talked about Girl Like Me. Also talked about, you know, and it probably maybe when I was younger, I'll say maybe 20s or something. You know how you question, like you say, you question yourself, like, what, you know, what's wrong? But really, I ain't never really questioned myself. Like I always just looked at it like I just ain't the one. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't think nothing wrong with me. You know, and a lot of women tend to think that like if they don't pick me or whatever, it's something wrong. But I don't just know. I just always looked at it like, well, shit, I just ain't the one. He don't like me like that, or that's what it is.
Now,
That don't mean nothing wrong with me.
I have asked why I wasn't the one. Now, I didn't think anything was wrong with me, but I have like, so
Right.
I had straight up asked the guy, like, what made you not pick me? I have. I'm gonna ask whatever I want to.
Really?
I have
I
asked
have
the guy,
thought
like,
it, but
why?
never asked it.
I asked, and it was like, oh, just, whatever. It wasn't ill, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't anything about me. It wasn't like, oh, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. I had one person do this to me, but anybody else was like, well, I've been questioning her for 5 years, and the opportunity came and I jumped on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it was just something like that has nothing to do with me.
When
So,
you get the root of it, it never has anything to do
no, it
with
has
you.
nothing to do with me.
Right.
It's honestly, it's ego that even makes you ask the question,
Yep.
why not? Right? That really is ego.
Right.
And I think I asked because I want to say I asked maybe once. And I asked because like, we like you said, everything going good, and it wasn't no ghost or nothing. We just like it just went.
It just turned out not to be the one, right?
Right. And that goes into my favorite song. My favorite song is Pick Up Your Feelings. I have and I was questioning myself about this. I have I just disengage from people.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
I have an issue with, like, I love the shit out of somebody. And then I think because I give my all and I just act like they never exist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like, pick up your feelings. Like, I'm over it. Like, I gave everything I have. I left that shit on the table and I'm done with it. So it's like, I don't have no regrets and no what else when I don't talk to a person anymore at all. Because I know I gave my best. So I was like, maybe I got some issue with being, what is called when you just disconnected. Like, I can just disconnect myself like a psycho from someone that I was super connected to. And I was up early in the morning questioning myself about this like last week. And when I heard Pick Up My Feelings, because you understand, I haven't listened to the album until we decided to do this show. I have not listened to the album. Like one song on it because I love sensual shit, so I love that song. So I was playing it over and over and over again. And I heard bits and pieces, people play songs, whatever. So I would listen to the album while I was cooking because that's the time I really listen to music while I'm in the kitchen. It's nothing like good music that make your food taste good. Chef kiss, like that shit make your food taste amazing. So I always play music while I'm cooking. So I was playing music and I was like rewinding and played it. Oh, like when I like a song, I'm obsessed with it. I play it over and over and over again. So I was like, this is me, but I feel like I have a problem. Like,
I do not disconnect from people fast.
Oh my God.
I grieve people. Well, let me not say I grieve people. I grieve situations. Now, granted, I am a counselor by nature, right? So I do things to where I make sure I'm going to be mentally healthy in the end. So I grieve situations, right? And that does not disconnecting fast doesn't mean I hold on either, right? It's more of a mental kind of slowly disconnect. I pull away physically, and then I know I have to grieve a situation. I'm going to have to cry about it. Some I'm going to have to talk to my friends about it. Some I may even have to go back and look at old text messages and things like this. Sometimes you have to remind yourself how you got in this space, so you remember that this ain't what's for you know. So I definitely agree because you have to grieve the end of anything. If you don't grieve the end of something, it will stay with you.
Yeah, it's not done.
You're not closing it out. And so I do things to make sure that I can, for real, close that shit out. Yeah. Right?
And see,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dawn.
You go.
Okay, so I'm like you, Caitlin, where I've been checking myself and like self-evaluating myself and like, do I really have a problem? Because you can look at it like a gift and a curse to be able to disconnect like that. It's a gift in the sense of ain't nobody gonna be able to drag you, you know what I'm saying? It's a curse, and maybe you let go or whatever, and you should have whatever. But the thing is, I have been checking myself lately about that because I can disconnect so quick. Like Caitlin said, I can like you so much today, and it's something you or whatever, and it's just like it did what we met. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, is that healthy? Is that good? Is that a problem? You know what I'm saying? But it's been a good thing in the sense of, I don't know if it's good, but I can say that I'm 38 and like my heart broken where, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I get cry, I can't think. The R. Kelly, I've never felt like that. I've been like, damn, I have feelings hurt or whatever the case. But heartbroken, I'm not sure. And so what I've come up with, so far is, how you do your little shadow work and self-check and evaluate things. I'm thinking it's an issue because of my mom died when I was 13. And so she was 29, I was 13. And then my grandmother raised me and then she passed away. And so what I've been coming up with, if I've lost the two most important people in my life, then losing anybody else ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to say it like that or for it to be like that, but that's the reality of it. Because I know I'm going to be 10 toes down, give you 150%. So if I don't receive that, just disconnect, it's like, okay, it's not being reciprocated or whatever the case. I don't have to mourn. I don't have to grieve, whatever the case. I know I already lost the most I can lose. So this is really low on the totem pole.
Right.
So I don't know if that's super healthy, that's good as a counselor, Miss Dunn, or what's going on. I'm going to call you out. But that's what it is. And I hate being like that sometimes, though. I do. I hate being like that. But any kind of sense of inconsistency or anything, it's like, I'm going to leave you before you leave me because I'm not going to let you drag me. So if it's looking like the ship going down, if it's looking like you're going too much or left, then I'm just going to go right. I ain't going to ask no questions. And I'm going to tell you this, and I hate to say, you know what? We're gonna be real honest. We're gonna be real, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not proud or nothing like this because we having the conversation. So on occasion, I moved out while one of my ex-boyfriends at work. We had got to arguing that night, and I had said to myself, because one thing about it, I'm not gonna go against myself. If I tell myself, then I have to do it. If I tell you, I might, go against what I told you. But if I tell myself, then that's what it is. So we had got into like an argument that night or whatever the case. And I had said to myself, if I get up that morning, he's still on the same stuff, and this is going to be my last day in the house. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out from there. So we got up that morning, he was arguing, boom, you know what I'm saying? I got out work early, moved out my stuff. By the time he got home, I was gone. You know what I'm saying? And another ex-boyfriend or whatever, I went to work like everything was cool. I had been got my keys. But one thing about it, I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to say, hey, this is what's going on. I see this not working, this is the move. Now, I'm not going to give you step by step, I did this today, but I will let you know and we'll have a conversation about it. Now, whether you think I'm going to act on what I'm going to do, then that's on you, So in another situation, I just, I got out work today. I got a few things or whatever, because I would go and I start over, pay whatever I owe or however, and do it like this. So I got to work. I was like, he's like, you finna go and get something to eat? I was like, yeah. He's like, you'll bring me something back? I was like, well, I really want to come back this way. I got my keys to my place yesterday. I can go to the house. You know what I'm saying? So this, and I don't like that. I'm not bragging. I'm not done. Can you fix me? You know what I'm saying? Can you fix me?
I am not a fixer. What's your sign, Marcy? What's your sign?
Scorpio.
Ooh,
oh, Lord.
No. I'm tolerating that. It's like, if it's going left, and I'm gonna let you choose whatever you choose, and I'm gonna make my decision based off what you chose, and we're gonna do it like that.
Can I say this, Marcy?
We'll do it like that.
I think.
Please do. I'm waiting on your response.
I think that I am a person that feels like what works for you. If it works for you, then make it work for you. But when it no longer works for you, change. Okay.
Okay, it's working.
I say that to say, because sometimes we think things are working because we've always done it like that, and it really ain't working because you keep yourself kind of cyclical, right? Kind of keep yourself going in the same cycle and circle and things like that. Kind of like a same script, different cast type deal, right? So in the grand like scheme of things, it ain't really working. But if it's working for you, until you have this realization that this ain't working, then you know you can shake some things up. But I think that I'm tiptoeing. Let me not tiptoe. I don't tiptoe. Let me just shoot.
No, you better not tiptoe.
I
You
ain't
better
gonna
walk
tiptoe.
on
I
in
ain't
the
gonna
room and
tiptoe.
quit
I ain't
playing.
gonna tiptoe.
You
I
better
think,
walk in the room and quit playing.
I think that you probably are going to hurt a whole lot of people. I think that you're going to leave people's feelings hurt, and you're not going to give a damn that their feelings are hurt, because once you up and decided to leave, it doesn't matter to you anymore because you've disconnected. And that's cool for fly
But
by.
what if I let you know though? And what if I include you in the disconnect? You know what I'm saying? It's like it might take you forever to disconnect, but it take me like how you cut the light on and off now. However long it take you, then you know.
Well, I guess it just depends on how you handle whatever situation that you're dealing with, right?
Yeah. I mean, I make sure people feelings is straight. We had a conversation, but the thing is, once I'm disconnected, it's disconnected. You know, it ain't no cutting it back on. The Memphis Light Gas and Water can't come back, or the Georgia Power, or no, but it's off.
I think that I guess it'll be hard for me to say without knowing how you handle situations that lead you to the point where you're actually deciding to quit, right? Because I don't know what foot that person has in or he has in, like if it's a male, if it's somebody you're dealing with or something like that. Like, because it seems like once you make up your mind is made up, meaning that it could be your perception of how something is going down.
Yeah.
And it may not even be going down like that. But once you have decided that this is what it is, you are gone. And like you said, you had so much loss. You could lose anybody. But the thing about it though, Marcy, is because you've had so much loss, do we want to keep losing? And that's not to say hold on to everybody. Everybody ain't meant to be held. But you've had so much loss, is that you've normalized loss. But do you know how to keep anything?
Because Marcy, I still grieve now. Let me done know. And heartbroken where I can't talk. Okay, like mourning, grieving, like the person died. But I felt those feelings. I was in those feelings. But once I got at those feelings, it wasn't no going back. Like I have tried to go back. I have tried to be open to revisit a situation that I have grieved and I couldn't. I mean, I could, like, I disconnected myself where I don't see that person no more. I don't feel that anymore. But I do grieve. I do mourn. I feel every emotion, every wave. I felt it, and I have tried to go back a couple of times just to see, was it in my head that I disconnected, or was I really over the situation? And I have done that, and I was really over the situation. I even tried to convince myself I wasn't over the situation. That's why I picked up the feelings resonated with me so well, because I'm like, man, I really move like that, you know.
I feel like I've been on the receiving end of a person like Marcy, and I feel like I was let go by some. That's not a shot. That's not shady. I feel like I was. I feel like I was let go by somebody I truly love, because he was so used to loss that he could just let me go that easy. Like, and when I say it broke me, because I'm like, how the fuck did we get here? Like, we ain't like, but it just like the way he could just move me to the side. I was like, it made me feel like how did you ever feel about me if this could happen like that, right?
Abandonment issues would trigger something in you to make you feel that feeling again. And when you feel that feeling, you're like, I don't want to feel that way again, so I'm finna get out. You know, and I have been in that way. I have been that way too. So abandonment issues trigger certain things. It could be something small. It could be something like you talk to them and you turn your back on them. You understand what I'm saying? And it's nothing to you because you're just turning your back. But because of abandonment issues, like, oh, they're turning their back on me and they're mistreating me, and I felt that in my chest. I'm opt out. You know, and that's usually what happened. It be something small that you didn't even think about. That wasn't a big deal.
It's a trauma response for sure.
Yes,
It
very
is.
traumatic.
It
Yeah,
absolutely
I definitely agree.
It
I
is.
will say this. It definitely is a trauma response. And I'll say this, maybe it's so easy for me to disconnect because when I'm there, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't now, I ain't gonna never just go on a perception in my mind because I go off what's in front of me. But when I'm there, I'm there. And when I
But you know
see
what's in
just
front of
things
you
is
is
not
from your
reciprocated,
view.
it can be in front of my
Yeah.
view. I'll say this, I'm a great communicator. I'll say
That's
this.
good.
Yeah,
I'm a great communicator because even if things are uncomfortable, I still want to talk about it
yeah.
because I need to know how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's uncomfortable.
We're gonna have
So
a show about communication, Caitlin.
Ooh,
We
yeah, that'd be
are.
good.
Oh, that's
yeah, so one thing about that's why I can disconnect so easily because when I'm in, I'm in. So when I feel like things is not being reciprocated, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel reciprocation. There's nothing you can see, you feel it. So when it's not being reciprocated, then that's when the disconnect comes and it doesn't take long.
I'm gonna move y'all for a second, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna push y'all. We finna talk woman to woman, right? And I'm gonna ask Janisha this question, and then I'm gonna pass it on to Kaylin because this was something that was really on her heart. We're gonna talk some woman to woman relationship, mentorship type deal. I just want to ask you this one question, Janisha, because you are the youngest one on the crew, the baby gangster, the BG on the call. So, as a younger woman, have you had difficulties, I guess, garnering mentorship from older Black women? I know you spoke of your mentor that was a male that passed. My condolences, but have you had issues garnering that type of guidance or support from an older Black woman?
Yes, yes, yes. And then no, I would say no because I went to a church where they had this mentorship program. I think I was like maybe 15 or 16. And she pretty much took me in. We had a falling out. We, reconciled just recently, actually. But I think in that sense, no, because people knew that I was a bright, smart young lady and I was going places. So they wanted to take me under their wing because I was from, Orange Mound. I didn't have a lot of resources. So I think in that sense, yeah, younger. But now, oh my God. That's the reason why the mentor that you just talked about and why I took his passing so difficultly is because, I really struggled with having like women mentors, and especially in Nashville, like the political world is just so crazy. And there are a lot of men and women that are intimidated by me and my work, my resume, and just all things Janisha because I am so young. I feel very old, but I'm still pretty young. And I've been doing this work since I was literally like 19. So it's intimidating when a 19-year-old is being invited to the same meeting that you're with like a presidential candidate, like that is intimidating. So I think the intimidation really scared people away from like taking me under their wing. And a lot of women just don't want to pass the torch, whether that's in politics, activism, work, life, family. They just don't want to pass the torch. They want to keep it for themselves. They want to be selfish. So I
Talk that talk.
huh?
I said, talk that talk.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've had struggles with people mentoring me because they were either insecure, jealous, intimidated, or I've had the wrong people trying to mentor me. There are a couple of politicians that literally this year literally sat me down for lunch like, I want to be your mentor. Like, you're going places. Like, I want to be your mentor. And I respectfully and in a way disrespectfully declined. They just weren't like people of moral sense. They just weren't people that I politically, personally, socially align myself with. So I'm just like, no. So it's either been the wrong people, it's either been people that are intimidated, or it's been people who I kind of lost connection with just viva life, but I always feel like your mentor should be able to like pick you I do think that you can choose somebody that you feel like aligns with you in certain ways, but I think for the most part, I've had a very difficult relationship with like mentors. Now I do have male mentors that have been my mentors. I can think of 3 right now. And it's so sad that women are not the same. I don't know why that is. I think it's a mixture of what I described. But yeah, they don't want to show you the blueprint. They don't want to show you the game. They don't want to teach you life lessons. It's the only thing I can think of is, like I said, jealousy, intimidation, or they're probably just too busy. They have a lot on their plate. But I haven't encountered people who are just like too busy.
I always wanted a mentor. And I was like, why I never got one? I worked at a church for 5 years as a paid employee, and I was a volunteer for about 10. There 3 times a week. And I used to see them pair up, and I like, maybe because I ain't got no money, I don't have a family name that people want to line themselves with, and I don't have a husband with a prestige that people want to connect with me, and that's what I saw. I saw people come in from Africa, start going there, and they pairing up, they mentor them, they call their little sister, their niece, their god baby, or whatever. I just never had the experience. And I think my issue being that, number one, I always dated the same men they dated. I think that always been an issue for me. Like, how a mentor, like women that could mentor me, women in their 40s and 50s. If I like the same man you like, you ain't want to mentor me. Probably they can't teach me shit. That's the truth. Number 2, I feel like that they probably feel like I knew a lot, because they always say I'm an old soul, you always seem older than what you are, even though you're younger than us. Like, and I think there was an issue. And women sometimes see me as competition, and I love women. I love women. I love men, but I love women. Give me, like, men don't love women. We love women. We love being around women. We love supporting women. We love cultivating those womanly connections. We love being around the feminine principle. I love femininity. I love women. So when women see me as competition and treat me as an enemy, and what happened to me a lot is that women will love me and then can't stand me. It never fails. Like, it's just come out the blue, and I'm like, what the fuck I do? Like, I had to get over that in the last couple of years. They would switch up on me like I stole their boyfriend. I probably did, but I didn't know they was their boyfriend.
I wish I had something to throw at you.
I know. But I'm saying, I'm being serious. Like, I always want a mentor. I want a mentor in business. I wanted a mentor in marriage, relationships. I want a mentor in career. I want a mentor just spiritually. I just wanted that woman mentor. Now, men, they're ready to give me advice. They ready to pass. And I know. I'm like, okay, I wanted to have a woman, and now I'm over it. So now I'm trying to be, my whole Facebook page is, I try to be the woman I wish I had. When you see me post stuff, that's what I try to be. I try to be the woman I wish I had in my life.
That's
so when y'all
funny.
see stuff, it look like I know what I'm talking about, or I'm this and that, or I'm telling you shit that I wish a woman told me.
You know what?
They tell me that. And that's why that's why I try to project on my Facebook page. I just try to be the woman that I feel like women 30 under, I didn't get that. I had to figure this shit out on my own. So I'm trying to give you the blueprint. I had to write my own map. I'm trying to just give you the master key without going through all the bullshit.
I never thought about a mentor. Kaylin, you might have been the first person that I met that wanted a mentor, right? The conversation of mentors never really came up to me. I never thought about it. I got
in my mid-20s because I had women in my family that loved me. So I didn't ever think I needed one until I got in my mid-20s and all the shit that I didn't learn from my mama them. And
I just never thought about it, right? And I do think that there's a benefit in it, right? And maybe that's something that I should have thought about. And maybe somebody should have just selected me or something like that, right? I don't know. But I know that, like what Kaylin said, I never had, I think my mom has always like given me like professional advice. Definitely professional and career-wise, and still does to this day, right? But like life, game, these niggas, never had a woman to talk to me. I have an older sister, got my mom, they was both in the household with me, but ain't nobody talk to me about how to handle stuff like that. Definitely had to figure all that on my own. Let me say this. There's one person, I don't know if you watching, but Dion, if you watching, that's my big sister. And we ain't no relation, but that's the only person I remember trying to talk to me and give me game about how to handle men in relationships. And I didn't even always agree with what Dion was saying, because she different from me, baby. That's my big sister. I love her. She different from me, but as I got older, I understood a lot of stuff that she's saying now, right? And as far as career-wise, for the past, when did I get to Humes? When was my son born? 2015? 2015 is when I went to Humes, and I was paired up with, this my friend. I can't even call her coworker. This is my dog. This is my friend. Her name is Shanika. I don't know if Shanika is watching. If you're watching, hey, friend. But I don't know if she's a mentor, but she's so fucking cold at this counseling that I would sit beside her or in her office and soak her up like a sponge. Cause she just, like, people think I'm good. Bitch, y'all gotta see Shanika. Her name Dr. Smith now. I soaked it all up. And if that's the closest I've had to mentorship, and she probably didn't even know that's what she was to me because we're peers, we're the same age. But I'm not one of them type of people that feel like you can't tell me shit because we the same age. Because if you got it, I want it.
Right. Now, I will say this. Pauletta Black, she's Ashley and Michelle's sister. When I was younger, I used to hang on to her every word when it came to dating me. I don't know if Pauletta watching my show. She probably don't even realize it. But a lot of stuff Pauletta said to me, I still use to this day. Pauletta probably like 7 years, maybe 5 to 6 years older than me. I still use to this day because I used to braid her hair. You know, when I used to braid her hair, and I still use to this day. And now that I look at it, since you said Dion, I like that's the, and I used to, and I watch, you know, I observe, like I watch, like, oh, I want to be like that. Oh, okay, I don't want to do that. And I watch my cousin Nita a lot, and I watch my cousin Felicia a lot. You know, I watch them and their interaction. Like I watch them, and so I guess that could be kind of mental. But if somebody actually take me under their wing and give me game, I got that shit in the gutter.
Live and learn. I'm actually working on a project, and I ain't even gonna speak too much about it. I'm working on a project with 3 of my friends, and the project came about because we were all on Marco Polo talking about being dumb, talking about stupid things we did, relationships with men, and basically how we had to live and learn. And so we're doing something right now so that young women looking up will understand that we have been there. That's okay. And you're going to grow from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't stay in this space forever. Because I know a lot of times, especially on social media, women try to present themselves as if they got it all together. And we be a whole mess, especially Black women. And I love Black women, but we a mess. As soon as we acknowledge we a mess and work on our mess, baby, because we some stars, but you know, we a little dusty, get it together. But I definitely want to be able to, and in my schools, when I'm counseling, I have a different, everybody know I love my boys. I got into counseling for Black boys. But my girls, I pull them a lot closer because I pull them in my office and I say real shit to them. I turn into Auntie Dawn. And it's not, and I probably say stuff that I probably ain't supposed to say. But I'm going to say what you need to hear, what somebody did not tell me, and you're asking for it. And I don't lie to them. Until this day, girls still text me. Graduated, gone on about their business or whatever. I got kids in high school that I had in middle school trying to figure out, do I still love them? I ain't talking to them. Baby, I be like, your time up, baby. My time ain't never up with them. But as long as they want it, I'm going to give it. And so many of our girls lack guidance. I know we talk a lot about deadbeat dads, but we have a lot of absentee moms. And not all of them are deadbeats. Sometimes moms are working so damn hard that they be absent in their kids' lives, that they miss the best things just trying to provide for them.
But I also come in contact with a few women who will literally say stuff like, oh, well, I learned the hard way. You got to learn the hard way too. So not like a Dawn who's like, oh, I'm gonna teach you like what I went through, so you won't have
Right.
to do. But they're like, no, like I went through hell, you gotta go through hell too. It's
Nah,
just
baby,
I
don't
think
want
it's
you
a
to
Like,
go
I
through
w-
hell.
thing. I think Black people in general do that.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've never had one either. I've never had a mentor as an adult. Now, as a child, I did. Actually, my mentor as a teenager, she's like on the Shelby County School Board now or whatever. So she was my mentor, like coming up. And that was my blueprint to look at what I wanted to do, like career-wise or education-wise, as far as do something, be something in that aspect. But as an adult, like, it's just not that, nobody say, hey, I'm going to show you this, or this is what you do. So as you guys say, I just gonna figure it out my own. And as you say, Kaylin, how you're trying to be what somebody wasn't to you or what you needed. That's what I do in the career aspect. Nobody told me, okay, you need to do this or go this. I went to South. Who didn't go to Southwest? First of all, I probably was Southwest about 3-4 years before I got serious. As a 19-year-old or whatever. So nobody really said, okay, we'll do this, this, this. You always hear you go to school, go graduate. So I just had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I had a child at 19 or whatever the case. So now that's why I be advocating so much for coding on my page and, do all these things. Of course, it's a business, don't get me wrong, but it's also a lifestyle change. I worked at Technicolor in Memphis, making $7.25, working at daycare, so $5.15. So I know how it is to make $5 and now what I make now. So instead of you have to figure it out, I'll just give you the blueprint of how you can do this real quick and get you some good money, a good career, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I try to be there too.
I'm sorry, Marcy. I'm sorry if I cut you off. I know that I have had y'all. We have had y'all for a long, long time. Y'all been hanging with us, and this was ladies' night. We're gonna get out of here, but before we do, I want each lady to give a piece of advice. And I'm not even an advice giver, right? I share my journey, but I don't really give
Me
advice.
too. I share
So
my
share
journey
your
too.
journey or give your advice or give some lasting words for some lady, whether it's a young lady or older lady, because I learn a lot from Janisha, and she's younger. So that's my little baby case.
So last, I'm gonna look up one of my tweets real quick.
Come on, tweet, but give your last piece of advice for a lady, advice or journey share for a lady that's watching, because it's ladies' night, and next week we're going back to the fellas. Go ahead, Marcy. I'm gonna start.
Okay, so while she looking it up, okay, I'll say while she looking it up. So my piece of advice is don't take no for an answer or the first no. Just if it's something, if you fail at something, don't give up because you fail at something, or don't let anybody tell you that it's not for you because it didn't work out essentially how you planned it in your mind. Just keep on pushing until whatever goal that you're trying to meet is met. Like no matter what obstacle, it's always an answer for the problem, always. So focus more on what the solution is than what the problem is. That's my advice.
Okay. Okay, you want to go?
My advice is for women, and this is for young women, that the person you are with definitely, and I know people say this, but it definitely impacts the trajectory of your life. I just look back, and it's your choice too. So you can't blame that person for making your life stagnant. The less you take accountability, I wrote this on Facebook today, the more it's gonna cost you. Your lack of accountability costs you more than anything in your life. You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for a lesson that you just refuse to learn. I wasted so much money, wasted so much time, refusing to accept my part in my detriment. What it was relationships, what it was school, what it was career, what it was parenting, and it cost me. The most freeing thing you can do is taking control of your life. And take control of your life involves accountability. And it's in every aspect of your life.
Miss Janisha.
I love it. Well, I have two pieces of advice. One of the best pieces of advice that I've ever received is that life is only 10% of what happens, 90% of what happens to you, and 10% of how you react to it. So 90% of what actually happens to you, and 10%, no, 10% of what actually happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So it's really all about what you make it. And another piece of advice, I was just talking to my best friend about this. Oh my gosh. I hate the term "you complete me." I hate that term so much. And I made a tweet that said, "Rid yourself of false fantasies. I am already whole. I did the work to become that. No man can complete me because I'm already complete. Anything else that a man adds to my life is only an addition to my wholeness and not the foundation of it." So if a man leaves me and I'm already complete, I'm fine. But if he leaves and I'm not, then a piece of me leaves with him. So it's really, really important to do the work to become whole within yourself, so that, you know, that work is foundational, and nobody, whether it's a man, a friend, a sibling, a family member, anybody, if they leave, you're already complete. Now, it may hurt, you may cry, you may be grieving in your feelings. That's normal, that's human. But it's really, really important to do the work, the self-work, to become complete within yourself, so that if something happens, somebody leaves, you'll be good.
So my final piece of advice is hoe is life and city girls are winning. No, okay, so let's go.
Girl, you
Shout out to
play so
Lori
much.
Harvey. Shout out to Lori Harvey. No, seriously.
Shout out
So
to her.
my come on now, you know how I feel about Lori. My journey share is this: Black girls. And it's not to demean anyone. I like to call all women, ladies, Black girls, because we are at heart, we little Black girls. Other Black girls are your reflection. They are not your competition. Society has groomed females, women, ladies, whatever, to compete against one another. They have told us we cannot be friends. They have told Black women they cannot get along. It is a lie. It was always a lie. We should gravitate to one another. It should be like a family. We should support one another. That is absolutely how we win, with each other. Reflection, not enemies, not competition. So if we want to win, we have to come together.
I love
All
it.
right, y'all. This has been our first episode of Triggered. This was different, but I liked it.
I like it.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you,
Thank y'all.
Janisha.
Thank you all.
Yeah, see y'all later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.